Will Salvo with his first take update. The on-field fate of two NFL quarterbacks rests in the hands of Commissioner Roger Goodell now. According to FoxSports.com, Goodell said the NFL is still gathering the facts about a shooting outside a birthday party thrown last Thursday for Michael Vick. As for Vince Young, Goodell intends to meet with him sometime in the next few weeks to discuss his recent misdemeanor assault citation at a Dallas strip club. He was caught on a security camera getting into a physical confrontation. Goodell acknowledged that a first-time legal offender like Young is unlikely to face an NFL suspension. Chris Henry, the Cincinnati Bengals receiver who died after an accident last December, had a form of degenerative brain damage caused by multiple hits to the head at the time of his death. Scientists at the Brain Injury Research Institute say Henry, who either fell or jumped out of the back of a truck driven by his fiancée and suffered massive head injuries, had chronic traumatic encephalopathy, known as CTE. The condition has been discovered in the brains of more than 50 deceased former athletes, many of whom died under unusual circumstances. The scientists plan to present results of the forensic examination at a news conference today. Tennis, second seed Venus Williams versus Jarmila Graf. And after a long baseline rally, Venus comes up with a strong forehand right there. Venus goes on to break and win the first set 6-4. Venus, the oldest player remaining at 30. Second set, though, Graf fighting right back. The beautiful forehand in the corner. She gets the early break in the second. And after breaking back, Venus pushes the set to a tiebreak. Venus, the cross-court forehand to get the mini break. She goes on to win it in straight sets. Venus has yet to drop a set. 23rd meeting on the WTA Tour between Belgians Kim Clijsters and Justine Henin. After dropping the first set, Clijsters in control in the second. She lands the forehand in the corner. Clijsters with the opening. Next point, though, Clijsters smashes the backhand winner up the line. Clijsters wins the set on the next point. She had 23 unforced errors, though. Third set, Clijsters up a break. Nice little soft volley in the opposite court, and Clijsters goes on to win the match in 3 sets. Netherlands versus Slovakia. 18th minute, Arjen Robben firing the ball inside the near post for the goal. Here it is one more time through the legs of the defender. His first start at the World Cup after recovering from a hamstring injury. His 12th career goal. And that'll do it for this first take update. Let's talk football, but American style. Here's Risha.
So the Cowboys have ambitious goals for the 2010-2011 season. Kevin Kolb is the new man in charge as the starting quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles. And LaDainian Tomlinson has a new role, maybe, for the New York Jets. So there's plenty to pontificate about as NFL camps draw near. Shireen Williams of the Fort Worth Star-Telegram joins us now to dig in for Cover 2. And Shireen, let's start with the Cowboys. What are past and present players saying about their expectations for the 2010-2011 season?
Well, the Super Bowl goes through Dallas, or Arlington to be more accurate, and the Cowboys hope it goes through them too. Jerry Jones has made his team well aware of where the Super Bowl is going to be played this season. He hopes that his team can become the first to play the championship in its own stadium. And to that end, he's had several former players talk to his team this offseason. That includes Michael Irvin, Roger Staubach, and the man with the most Super Bowl rings in history, that would be Charles Haley. And they told the team what it takes to win a Super Bowl. The Cowboys have embraced this Super Bowl talk. They think they have as good a chance as any team in the NFL. Las Vegas odds say the Saints are favorite in the NFC, but the Cowboys are close behind the Saints.
Don't run away from it. Face it head on and see where you end up. Kevin Kolb, now the man in charge for the Philadelphia Eagles, as mentioned, the starting quarterback. How has his predecessor, Donovan McNabb, kind of helped him in getting prepared to take over as that starting role?
Well, Kevin Cobb has heard from Donovan McNabb several times in the form of phone calls and text messages since McNabb, his mentor, was traded to the Washington Redskins. And Cobb told me that the best piece of advice that Donovan McNabb gave him was have fun playing the game. Cobb admits he's a little bit too serious sometimes, and it has been noted in practice that practices have been way more intense with Kevin Cobb as their starter. Cobb told me he's ready for the challenge, whatever that challenge is. He said if he's not ready now after sitting for 3 years, he's never going to be ready.
Finally, Shireen, LaDainian Tomlinson will be wearing different colors when the NFL season begins for the first time in his career. How is that affecting his approach to the game now that he's a member of the Jets?
Well, I talked to LaDainian Tomlinson a few days ago, and he doesn't sound like a man who's ready to be a backup player, and that's what it sounds like he's going to be in New York, as Sean Green's probably going to be the starter, and LaDainian Tomlinson's going to be a situational back. LaDainian told me that he's playing the same position. The only thing that's changed is geography. He can play the position as well as he's ever played it, but we know that LaDainian Tomlinson is 31 years old. He hasn't had an LT-type season since 2007. The New York media has already been speculating that LT is on his last legs, to which Tomlinson says, just keep watching.
Do we really ever expect any player, especially of his stature, to ever just say, yes, I'm a backup? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Shireen Williams of the Fort Worth Star-Telegram, thank you so much for the information, and have a great day. Stay cool out there.
Thanks, Risha.
Still ahead, Sean Payton is here, and we'll find out how he handled Brett Favre's continued wavering if he were Brad Childress. Stick around.
Crunch time, wheat thins. You and your tasty